I just wanted and have felt compelled to talk for a second about stepping into faith. The start of the month, I gave up the house I'd been living in for the past year, my friends, job I had that, well, it wasn't the greatest, it was paying everything. And I gave all that up because God laid on my heart to travel and to share with people his word. And the first step of that was moving about 10 miles away from home into this place that you're seeing behind me to work on a campground, doing manual labor in the sun, in the heat, 8-10 hours a day. This is day 4, and if you know me personally, or if you grew up with me, a lot of what I just said wouldn't have made sense. If you knew me before I got sober, it definitely wouldn't make sense. And if you've known me in the past 5 years or so, working outdoors probably doesn't sound like me either. But if you've been watching the past 2 videos, I'm getting ready to do the Appalachian Trail. I'm doing this campground, and that all harkens back to a key component in the Christian walk of life, and that's actually stepping into faith. I've always thought myself somewhat smart. I'd like to believe I'm above average in intelligence, and it's not the grasping or the knowledge of God that Jesus is really calling us to. You can get real smart reading books. You can go to seminary and have a lot of doctrine laid out, but it's really the taking the Christ off the cross and having Jesus walking with you and walking with him that strengthens us. Faith requires a leap. That's why the leap of faith into the unknown is called the leap of faith, because while God has made himself abundantly clear in the revealed world and then in his scriptures, while that's there, still this side of eternity will always have doubts to wrestle with, but it's that step forward. And without taking that step forward in faith, without taking risks, we're missing out on the opportunity to get reward. There was plenty of times in my life before now where I was waiting on God to walk down to me, and I wasn't even willing to get up to stand for him. There's a lot of people sitting around waiting for miracles, but miracles require movement. And it might be scary, and there might be stuff that's unknown. For me personally, in this adventure, I've got 4 weeks of pay coming from this gig, and then that contract's up, and then it's the trail, and there's no plan after that. God's laid on some stuff to me that I have to keep personal, some stuff that when it happens, I'll know things are going right, but none of that is the promise of a lucrative job at the end of the trail or any of that. But I have promises that he's made to me that I'm confident in besides that no matter what the struggle or the hardship is, one of 2 things is going to end up happening. Either I'm going to persevere through what we persevere through whatever we're going through, or it's the end. And I don't think any of the situations I'm going through are the end right now. So I'm going to go through it and persevere and grow. And I think that's a key part of stepping out into faith. That's what I got. It's just been on my heart. Really soaking in this life change and thought it might help somebody.